These 9 heroes are among the strongest characters in all of Justice League. But what if I tell you that each of them has one weakness that could easily make them lose any battle they fight it? And yes, even Batman has one, but we'll get to him later. So let's start with Wonder Woman. And yeah, this one might be controversial because she's incredibly strong, fast, and skilled, with centuries of combat experience. However, Wonder Woman's biggest weakness is her sense of honor and compassion. She often holds back against enemies she views as misguided or villains who aren't supposed to be one, which gives ruthless opponents openings and exploits that weakness. We've seen her hesitate multiple times when lethal force would have ended the fight instantly. So we can say exploiting her morality by forcing her into a situation where she has to choose who to save and who not to, or using innocent lives as leverage would drastically weaken her effectiveness in battle. Next up is the Flash. Now, Flash might actually be the strongest member of the Justice League when he uses his powers correctly and to his full potential. His speed is so ridiculous that he could defeat most enemies before they even realize what's happening. However, his biggest weakness is his mindset.
Come on, Jumbo!
Here.
Flash constantly underestimates his opponents, jokes around, and refuses to take fights seriously until it's almost too late. This hesitation is why slower enemies are able to tag him at all. So I guess forcing Flash into a serious, no-nonsense fight from the very start is the best way to counter someone who should probably never lose at all. Now let's talk about Aquaman. And although people love to downplay him, Aquaman's strength is physically comparable to Superman underwater, and he can command the entire oceans. However, his biggest weakness is very obvious, and it's his surroundings. Aquaman is strongest in or near water and much weaker when removed from it. While he's still powerful on land, losing access to the ocean removes his ability to summon sea life, control tides, or regenerate quickly. So dragging Aquaman far inland instantly cuts his power in half, making him much easier to deal with. 3 down, let's move on to Green Lantern next, and this one is pretty ironic because his power is limited only by imagination. However, that is also exactly where his weakness lies. The Green Lantern ring relies entirely on the user's willpower and focus. The moment doubt, fear, or hesitation creeps in, the constructs weaken or fail entirely. We've seen Lanterns lose fights simply because they lost confidence mid-battle, so mentally attacking a Green Lantern is often more effective than physically attacking them. Now we're getting to the heavy hitters, and next is Superman. Yes, the Man of Steel himself. Now, everyone knows about kryptonite, but that's honestly the boring answer. Superman's real weakness is restraint. He constantly holds back to avoid hurting people or destroying the planet, which allows enemies to survive far longer than they should have.
Before he knocks us out of orbit!
Superman, don't!
Let go!
If Superman ever fought without restraint, most battles would end instantly. So exploiting his compassion or forcing him into situations where he can't go all out is the best way to survive against him. Next up is Batman. Batman, who is often considered the most dangerous member of the Justice League, not because of powers but because of preparation, intelligence, and strategy. However, Batman has one massive weakness that people love to ignore. He is still human. No matter how smart or prepared he is, one good hit can end the fight. I mean, bro doesn't have enhanced durability or healing abilities like the others, which means overwhelming him with speed or attacking before he can plan instantly removes his biggest advantage. This is why characters like Flash or Wonder Woman could defeat Batman easily if they don't give him time to think. We are down to 3 more powerful Justice League members, and next we have the Martian Manhunter. And this guy is honestly one of the most broken characters in DC. He has Superman-level strength, flight, telepathy, intangibility, shape-shifting, and regeneration, and a lot more. However, despite all that power, he has one crippling weakness: fire. Martian Manhunter has an extreme psychological and physical vulnerability to fire, to the point where it causes him panic, pain, and loss of control. We've seen this multiple times where even small flames completely shut down his abilities. So using fire-based attacks, or even illusions of fire, would instantly neutralize one of the strongest members of the entire league. Next up is Green Arrow, and while he doesn't have superpowers, he still fights alongside gods and aliens thanks to his skill, intelligence, and trick arrows. However, Green Arrow's biggest weakness is the same as Batman's, but without the armor. He is just a normal human, and unlike Batman, he doesn't rely on fear or heavy planning in direct combat, which makes him extremely vulnerable in close-range fights. If an opponent closes the distance before he can line up a shot, the fight is basically over. Overwhelming him with speed or raw strength removes his only real advantage instantly. So let's just say he has been on plot armor. And finally, let's cover Hawkgirl, who fights like a beast in close combat. And yeah, she has super strength, flight, centuries of combat experience, and one of the deadliest weapons in DC. However, her biggest weakness is her aggression. Yeah, Hawkgirl fights with too much anger and often charges headfirst into battle without thinking, which makes her predictable to smart opponents. Setting traps or baiting her into unfavorable positions is one of the easiest ways to counter her, especially since she prefers close-range combat over strategy. And there you have it, and see you in my next video.